glass is cold against my palm, a jagged edge within the calm. I see the outline of your frame in the window where I carved your name. But the mist is thick and the light is thin. I don't know where the world begins and where the memory of you ends. Across the break that never ends, I'm reaching through all the smoke on a promise that we went and broke. The air is heavy with the scent of pine and the ghost of when your hand was mine. I'm calling out across the veil with a voice that's thin and paper pale, searching for a flicker in the gray of the love that we threw all away. There's a curtain drawn between our souls, a map of paths and empty holes. I'm standing on the silver rail, just looking for you across the veil. Across the veil. I found your locket in the hall, shadows dancing on the healing wall. I tried to open up the gold to find the secrets that we never told, but the hinges stuck and the image is blurred, like every sweet and hollow word that drifted through the open door before you didn't love me anymore. I'm reaching through all the smoke on a promise that we went and broke. The air is heady with the scent of pine and the ghost of when your hand was mine. I'm calling across the veil with the voice less thin and paper pale, searching for a flicker in the gray of the love that we threw all away. There's a curtain drawn between our souls, a map of paths and empty holes. I'm standing on the silver rail, just looking for you across the Is it warmer on the other side, where the broken hearts don't overlay? Or are you wandering the mist like me, lost in the wreckage of the deep blue sea? If I could tie the fabric, if I could see, would you be waiting there for me? I'm calling out across the veil, the voice that's thin and paper pale, searching for a flicker in the gray of the love that we threw all away. There's a curtain drawn between our souls, a map of paths and empty holes. I'm standing on the silver rail, just looking for you across the veil. Across the veil, the light is low. I have to pull, but I'm still here in the shadow of the year. Can you see me across the veil? Just a whisper. The clock is ticking in an empty hall. I'm watching pictures fade upon the wall. I try to find the spark inside the flame, but every flicker only breathes your name. I should have held you when the sky turned black, instead of turning when you looked back. Now I'm a ghost inside a crowded room, trapped in the silence of a quiet doom. If I could weave the sunlight into thread, I'd mend the jagged words we both have said. But time is water flowing through my hands, leaving me stranded on these desert sands. It's a lonely life beyond regret, a sun that's hollowed out and hasn't set. I'm reaching past the shadows of the past for a love that wasn't built to last. I've cried the ocean, I've walked the fire. I'm just a victim of my own desire, looking for a shore I'll never get, in a wasteland far beyond regret. Beyond regret. I saw your coat inside the cedar chest, the one you wore when we were at our best. The scent of cedar and a hint of rain is all that's left to simulate the pain. I wonder if you ever feel the chill, or if your world is beautiful and still. Do you remember how we used to fly, or did you bury us beneath the sky? If I could weave the sunlight into thread, I'd mend the jagged words we both said. But time is water flowing through my hands, leaving me stranded on these desert sands. It's a lonely life beyond regret, the sun is hollowed out and hasn't set. I'm reaching past the shadows of the past for a love that wasn't built to last. I've cried the ocean, I've walked the fire. I'm just a victim of my own desire, looking for a shore I'll never get, in the wasteland far beyond regret. Maybe sorry is a word for those who stay, not for the ones who simply walk away. I'm past the anger and I'm past the tears. I'm just the echo of the wasted years, a hollow vessel on a silent sea, praying for the wind to set me free. It's a lonely life beyond regret, the sun that's hollowed out and hasn't set. Reaching past the shadows of the past for a love that wasn't built to last. I've cried the ocean, I've walked the fire. I'm just a victim of my own desire, looking for a shore I'll never get, in the wasteland far beyond regret. Beyond the heart, beyond the lies, underneath the heavy skies. I'm still here, I'm still lost, counting up the final cost. Beyond regret, where I haven't found you yet. is peeling from the heavy bars. I'm reaching through to touch the jagged stars. You kept me fed on promises and wine, while tracing circles on this soul of mine. The door is swinging on a broken hinge, a fading memory of a blue sky bench. I'm standing where the shadow meets the light, but I've forgotten how to win the fight. My wings are heavy with the weight of dust, the silver shackles turning into rust. I'm staring at the wood across the lane, but all I'm breathing is the scent of rain. I'm crying out inside a broken cage, a hollow actor on a silent stage. The locks are shattered, but I cannot fly. I've grown too used to looking at the sky through iron lines and walls of cold regret. The only version of myself I've met is a bird who's lost the will to leave the floor, even with the key inside the door. I see your footprints in the garden mud. The winter is coming for the final bud. You told me safety was a sturdy wall, but never told me it was built to fall. Now I'm shivering in the open air, searching for the change that isn't there. The freedom hurts more than the prison did, because there's nowhere left for me to be hid. My wings are heavy with the weight of dust, the silver shackles turning into rust. I'm staring at the wood across the lane, but all I'm breathing is the scent of rain. I'm crying out inside a broken cage, a hollow actor on a silent stage. The locks are shattered, but I cannot fly. I've grown too used to looking at the skies through iron lines and walls of cold regret. The only version of myself I've met is a bird who's lost the will to leave the floor, even with the key inside the door. Pick up the pieces of the wire and wood. I go back to the darkness if I could. At least I knew where all the edges were before the world became a roomy blur. I'm terrified of what the morning brings when I've forgotten how to use these wings. I'm crying out inside a broken cage, a hollow actor on a silent stage. The locks are shattered, but I cannot fly. I've grown too used to looking at the sky through iron lines and walls of cold regret. The only version of myself I've met is a bird who's lost the will to leave the floor, even with the key inside but I'm still don't ask me why. But I'm still the door is open. The door is open, but I'm still home. The silver's peeling off the kitchen floor. The latch is hanging on the porch's door. I'm sitting where the window meets the night, trying to catch a splinter of the light. But the moon is fractured like a porcelain plate, a jagged reminder of a bitter fate. You took the warmth and you took the sun. Now I'm just counting what we left undone. The stars are scattered like a broken chain, lost in the rhythm of the freezing rain. I reach for a shadow that looks like you, but the darkness is the only thing that's true. We're dancing under a broken moonlight, trying to fix what went wrong in the night. But the beams are sharp and the glow is cold, a story of a love that's grown too old. I'm picking up pieces of a shattered sky, while the pale white ghost just passed me by. No more magic, no more silver flight, just the jagged edges of a broken moonlight. I found your ribbon in the garden grass, watching the seasons and the heartaches pass. It's bleached by the winter and torn by the wind, a silent witness to the way we sinned against the promises we swore to keep when the world was quiet and the soul was deep. Now the reflection in the frozen pond is a stranger of whom I'm no longer fond. The stars are scattered like a broken chain, lost in the rhythm of the freezing rain. I reach for a shadow that looks like you, but the darkness is the only thing that's true. We're dancing under a broken moonlight, trying to fix what went wrong in the night. But the beats are sharp and the glow is cold, a story of a love that's grown too old. I'm picking up shattered sky, while the pale white ghost just passed me by. No more magic, no more silver flight, just the jagged edges of a broken moonlight. I grew the crane as if I had the heart, but we were destined to be torn apart. Let the moon go dark, let the sky turn black. There's no use in wishing for the old days back. When the light is broken, you can't see the way. You're just a statue in a world of gray. We're dancing under a broken moonlight, trying to fix what went wrong in the night. But the beams are sharp and the glow is cold. A story of a love has grown too old. I'm picking up pieces of the shattered sky, while the pale white ghost just passed me by. No more magic, no more silver flight, just the jagged edges of a broken moonlight. Broken moonlight, shards on the ground, not a single sign. The cracking of the ice, the high price of loving you. Broken light, broken you. Broken light. The morning breaks in shades of gray. I watch the colors bleed away. The garden that we used to sow is buried under heavy snow. I found your keys inside the drawer, the ones you don't need anymore. And every corner of this room is heavy with a quiet gloom. I try to breathe the empty air, but find your ghost is everywhere. The static on the radio is singing the songs of long ago. We're standing under a broken sky, where even angels come to cry. The stars are falling one by one since we came undone. I'm reaching for a hand to hold, but all the warmth has turned to cold. There's no more light, no reason why, just pieces of a broken sky. I saw your handwriting today on a card I couldn't We're standing under a broken sky, where even angels come to cry. The stars are falling one by one since we came undone. I'm reaching for a edge of hope, but all the warmth has turned to cold. There's no more light, no reason why, just pieces of a broken sky. Falling on me, falling on you, just a broken shade of blue. The sky is falling, and I'm still here. Broken sky. I'm shouting secrets down a well to a heart that used to be my shell. I found your ring in a velvet box underneath the rusted locks. The hallway stretches miles away in the hollow light of a Tuesday gray. I'm listening for footsteps fall, but there's nothing but the empty wall. I'm reaching out for a solid sound, but my fingers only touch the ground. The air is cold and the wind is high, carrying the fragments of a goodbye. It's an echoing loud in a vacant room, a flower that forgot how to bloom. I'm hearing your name in every breeze, falling like the winter from the trees. I'm calling out to a ghost of us, watching all silver turn to dust. A hollow vibration, a lonely shove, and the distance of an echoing love. I saw your shadow on the porch tonight, but it was just the flicker of a street light, a trick of the mind to keep me sane in the steady rhythm of the freezing rain. I remember how the music used to feel before the silence made it all so real. Now I'm just a vibration in the dark, searching for a long extinguished spark. I'm reaching out for a solid side, but my fingers only touch the ground. The air is cold and the wind is high, carrying the fragments of a goodbye. It's an echoing loud in a vacant room, a flower that forgot how to bloom. I'm hearing your name in every breeze, falling like the wind from the trees. I'm calling out to a ghost of us, watching our silver turn to dust. A hollow vibe still hearing you in the shades of blue. Just an echo, just a sound, nowhere you'll be found. Can you hear me? Or is it just me? Can you hear me? Or is it just me? Logs are stacked against the chimney wall, but there's no warmth inside this house at all. I'm staring at the paper and the pine, waiting for a spark to cross the line. But the air is heavy and the wood is damp, just like the oil in our old bedside lamp. I've got the matches trembling in my grip, watching the memory of your shadow slip. I'm striking gold against the sudden black, trying to bring the summer feelings back. But the oxygen is thin and the room is wide, and there's nowhere left for a flame to hide. It's an empty fight, a hollow glow with nowhere for the heat to go. I'm huddling close to a ghost of a light in the deepest part of a frozen night. The smoke is rising, but the heart is stone, just like the heart I have to call my own. No more burning, no more desire, just the cold remains of an empty fire. I found your letter here, the iron grate curled at the edges by a hand of fate. I thought about tossing it into the dark to see if your words could provide a spark. But even the ink feels like it's turned to ice, and I've already paid the highest price for believing that we were a permanent sun when we were just embers when the day was done. I'm striking gold against the sudden black, trying to bring the summer feelings back. But the oxygen is thin and the room is wide, and there's nowhere left for a flame to hide. It's an empty fight, hollow glow with nowhere for the heat to go. I'm huddling close to a ghost of a light in the deepest part of a frozen night. The smoke is rising, but the heart is stone, just like the heart I have to call my own. No more burning, no more desire, just the cold remains of an empty fire. darkness settle, let the chimney choke, and nothing but a memory turning into smoke. Driving toward the edge of light, where the purple hills bleed into night. The passenger seat is a hollow space, a ghost of a silhouette, a ghost of your face. I check the mirror for a trailing cloud, but the silence here is far too loud. I'm chasing a sun that already set on a promise we made and then both forget. Fuel gauge is dipping near the red, much like the things we left unsaid. The asphalt hums a funeral tune underneath the jagged silver moon. It's just an empty horizon stretching out wide, with nowhere for a broken heart to hide. I'm running from the shadows of the us we knew into a world that's missing all of you. There's no destination, no city in sight, just the endless reach of a lonely night on an empty horizon. I'm fading away, looking for the ghost of yesterday. Looking for the ghost of yesterday. Past a motel with a flickering sign, reminding me of when your hand was mine. We used to map out the stars on the roof. Now I'm just looking for a shred of proof that we ever happened, that we were real, before the distance taught us how to feel like strangers passing in the pouring rain, with nothing in common but a similar pain. The fuel gauge is dipping near the red, much like the things we left unsaid. The asphalt hums a funeral tune underneath the jagged silver moon. It's just an empty horizon stretching out wide, with nowhere for a broken heart to hide. I'm running from the shadows of the us we knew into a world that's missing all of you. There's no destination, no city in sight, just the endless reach of a lonely night on an empty horizon. I'm fading away, looking for the ghost of yesterday. Looking for the ghost of yesterday. heavy heart and a spirit sore. It's just an empty horizon stretching out wide, with nowhere for a broken heart to hide. I'm running from the shadows of the us we knew, into a world that's missing all of you. There's no destination, no city in sight, just the endless reach of a lonely night on an empty horizon. I'm fading away, looking for the ghost of yesterday, stretching out so far, lost my North Star. Empty horizon, empty road, just me. Empty horizon, empty horizon, and we the horizon. To horizon, only the stretching so far, stretching out so far, lost my North Star. Empty road, just me. Empty horizon, only the horizon. The street lights flicker in the wind, like pulses in a ghost town vein. I'm dragging just to feel the wind, to iron where the world begins. Your coffee cup is in the tray, a memory from yesterday. I can't bring myself to move the seat or admit that I am incomplete. The yellow lines are blurred and gray, leading me so far away from the porch light you left on before the spark of us was gone. It's just me and this empty road, carrying a heavy load of every word I didn't say, and how I watched you walk away. The rearview mirror holds your face in a hollow, lonely space. Miles of nothing, heart of stone, on this empty road alone. occupied by someone else with nowhere to hide. I wonder if you're sleeping now, or if you broke your silent vow to never let the fire die underneath this midnight sky. The yellow lines are blurred and gray, leading me so far away from the porch where you left gone before the spark of us was gone. It's just me and this empty road, carrying a heavy load of every word I didn't say, and how I watched you walk away. The rearview mirror holds your face in a hollow, lonely space. Miles of nothing, heart of stone on this empty road alone. I can turn the car around, trace my way back to our town, but the bridge is burned and the map is torn, and I'm just waiting for the morn to show me that you're truly gone. And I'm just driving on and on. It's just me and this empty road, carrying a heavy load of every word I didn't say, and how I watched you walk away. The rearview mirror holds your face in a hollow, lonely space. Miles of nothing, heart of stone on this empty road alone. Just pavement and the dark, looking for a spark. Empty road, empty heart, nowhere left to go. Just the road. Just the road. The asphalt's cracking at my feet as the yellow lines begin to retreat. I'm driving toward a ghost of a town, watching the mountain come tumbling down. The rearview mirror is a jagged shard of a life we built that was far too hard. Every mile I gain is a piece of the past that was never intended to actually last. The gravel sliding into the deep, a promise that neither of us could keep. I'm steering through a cloud of dust, watching the silver turn into rust. It's a falling road, a crumbling ledge. I'm standing right on the jagged edge of every forever that fell apart in the tectonic shifts of a broken heart. There's no turning back, no solid ground, just the echo of the landslide sound. I'm losing my way, I'm losing my load on the debris of this fallen road. On the debris of this fallen road. I saw your map in the glove box today, with the route we took when we ran away. But the bridges are out and the rivers are high, and the pavement is blending into the sky. I'm chasing a horizon that mind slipping away into the cracks of a cold gray day. I wonder if you're on the stable side, while I'm caught in the middle of a slide. The gravel sliding into the deep, a promise that neither of us could keep. I'm steering through a cloud of dust, watching the silver turn into rust. A falling road, crumbling ledge, I'm standing right on the jagged edge of every forever that fell apart in the tectonic shifts of a broken heart. There's no turning back, no solid ground, just the echo of a landslide sound. I'm losing my way, I'm losing my load on the debris of this falling left to me, and march it out to the open sea. It's a falling road, a crumbling ledge, I'm standing right on the jagged edge of every forever that fell apart in the tectonic shifts of a broken heart. There's no turning back, no solid ground, just the echo of a landslide sound. I'm losing my way, I'm losing my load on the debris of this falling road. Falling down to the valley floor. I don't hear you anymore. Just the stones, just the dust. The road is gone, and so are we. The asphalt's crowded to the valley floor. I don't hear you anymore. Just the stones, just the dust. The road is gone, and so are we. Falling down. just settling on the keys of a piano played by memories. I found a letter in a coat you wore, tucked behind the pantry door. The ink is smudged where the rain got in, tracing the map of where we've been. I try to hum my favorite tune underneath a hollow moon, but the notes are tangled in the air, searching for a ghost that isn't there. The static on the telephone line is the only voice that's left as mine. These are the forgotten whispers in the hall, riding shadows on the peeling wall. I'm shouting names that the wind just takes into the center of my heart's mistakes. The secrets that we used to keep are buried in a grave so deep. I'm listening for a sound, a sign, in the silence of this life of mine. I saw your profile in a passing car and realized just how lost we are. A flicker of a life we almost had before the good turned into something bad. The garden gate is swinging on its hinge, a rusted memory of a summer binge. Now the roses are just thorns and dry underneath the gray and heavy sky. But the notes are tangled in the air, searching for a pulse that isn't there. The static on the telephone line is the only voice that's left as mine. These are the forgotten whispers in the hall, riding shadows on the peeling wall. I'm shouting names that go and just takes into the center of my heart's mistakes. The secrets that we used to keep are buried in a grave so deep. I'm listening for a sound, a sign, in the silence of this life of mine. Tell me if you hear them too, the softest parts of me and you, fading like a radio station in a lost and lonely nation. I'd scream until the heavens shook, but I'm just a page in a closed up book. These are the forgotten whispers in the hall, riding shadows on the peeling wall. I'm strumming names that the wind just takes into the center of my heart's mistakes. The secrets that we used to keep are buried in a grave so deep. I'm listening for a sound, a sign, in the silence of this life of mine. Whispers, just whispers, forgotten in the dark. Lost the light, lost heavy stone into a skyline I must face alone. I'm standing where the ocean meets the sand, with nothing but the ghost of your warm hand. I should have said it when the light was gold, before the evening turned so bitter cold. Now I'm just watching as the colors fade into the giant shadow that we made. The tide is pulling at my tired feet, like every promise that we couldn't need. I'm looking outward at the empty blue, searching for a glimpse of what was true. It's a long way down to the horizon, regrets, where the heart remembers what the mind forgets. I'm reaching for a ship that sailed away, drowning in the words I didn't say. The line is blurred between the sea and the sky, just like the truth was tangled in the lie. I'm staring at the edge where the world just ends, with a broken heart that never really mends. I saw a lighthouse blinking in the dark, a hollow mimic of our ancient spark. It's warning sailors of the jagged rocks, while I'm still standing on these lonely docks. I wonder if you're on the other side, walking through a different kind of tide. Do you look back at the fading shore? Do you not remember anymore? The tide is pulling at my tired feet, like every promise that we couldn't meet. I'm looking outward at the empty blue, searching for a glimpse of what was true. It's a long way down to the horizon, regrets, where the heart remembers what the mind forgets. I'm reaching for a ship that sailed away, drowning in the words I didn't say. The line is blurred between the sea and the sky, just like the truth was tangled in the lie. I'm staring at the edge where the world just ends, with a broken heart that never really mends. I'd swim forever just to reach the line, to prove that once upon a time you're mine. But horizons move the further that you go, and I'm just sinking in the undertow. Let the salt wash the memory clean of the forever that was never seen. It's a long way down to the horizon, regrets, where the heart remembers what the mind forgets. I'm reaching for a ship that sailed away, drowning in the words I didn't say. The line is blurred between the sea and sky, just like the truth was tangled in the lie. I'm staring at the edge where the world just ends, with a broken heart that never really mends. Horizon regrets, the sun is gone, waiting for a dawn that won't come back into the black. I'm still looking, I'm still here, just regrets on the horizon. hollow tunnel where you lived with me. I find your footsteps in the kitchen dust. The carpet kettle's turning into rust. I try to call you just to hear the tone, but I'm just talking to a dial tone. The house is breathing but the heart is dead, just like the chapters that we never read. I'm catching shadows in a paper cup, waiting for a sun that won't come up. The air is heavy with the things you took, like every page torn from a holy book. These are the last lost echoes of a name, the dying embers of a frozen flame. I'm shouting seabirds to a canyon wall, and watching every memory start to fall. The silence is a scream I can't ignore, a ghost is scratching at the bedroom door. Nothing's left but static in the air, and the last lost echoes of a love not there. I saw a stranger with your messy hair, and for a second I forgot my prayer. I almost reached out just to touch your sleeve, but I've run out of reasons to believe. The garden's choked with weeds and silver vine, a tangled mess of yours and never mine. I'm tracing circles on the window pane, while the sky is weeping in the winter rain. I'm catching shadows in a paper cup, waiting for a sun that won't come up. The air is heavy with the things you took, like every page torn from a holy book. These are the last lost echoes of a name, the dying embers of a frozen flame. We're shouting secrets through a canyon wall, and watching every memory start to fall. The silence is a scream I can't ignore, the ghost is scratching at the bedroom door. Nothing's left but static in the air, and the last lost echoes of a love not I don't hear your heartbeat anymore, just the reverb of a closing door. Just the reverb of a closing lost echoes of a love not there. Echoes in the dark, lost the light. Can you hear me? Only not just an echo in the love. lost, lost. The frost is etching patterns on the glass. I watch the seasons and the shadows pass. The hallway mirror holds a stranger's eyes, a hollow reflection in a thin disguise. I'm wearing the sweater that you used to crave. Now it's just a shroud for the love we gave. The house is silent, the fire is dead, just the echo of the things we never said. I reach to touch the silver pane, but all I feel is frozen rain. The glass is cold, the light is low, and I'm still waiting for the thought to show. It's just a mirror after winter cracked and gray, showing me the parts of me you took away. The lines of sorrow and the ghost of us, turning all our gold into heaps of rust. I don't recognize the face I see since you stopped being the half of me. Just a shivering soul in a jagged frame, whose lips forgot how to speak your name. I see the space where you used to stand, brushing the hair back with a steady hand. Now there's a void in the mercury depth, a lingering chill where we drew our breath. The spring is coming to the world outside, but in this reflection there's nowhere to hide. The ice hasn't melted inside of my chest, I'm just a heart that failed the test. I reach to touch the silver pane, but all I feel is frozen rain. The glass is cold, the light is low, and I'm still waiting for the thought to show. It's just a mirror after winter cracked and gray, showing me the parts of me you took away. The lines of sorrow and the ghost of lust, turning all our gold into heaps of rust. I don't recognize the face I see since you stopped being the half of me. Just a shivering soul in a jagged flame, whose lips forgot how to speak your name. Break a glass and set me free from the man I used to be. Stash the image, let it fall. I'd rather sing nothing at all than a ghost in a frame, with a heart full of shame. Just a mirror after winter cracked and gray, showing me the parts of me you took away. The light of sorrow and the ghost of us, turning all our gold into heaps of rust. I don't recognize the face I see since you stopped being the half of me. Just a shivering soul in a jagged frame, whose lips forgot how to speak coffee's cold, the bed is white. There's nowhere left for me to hide. I trace the shadows on the wall and wait for ghosts that never call. You left your scent upon my shirt, a gentle way to make it hurt. Now every breath feels like a blade in this quiet house that we both made. I'm reaching out to touch the air, but you're the ghost that isn't there. The silence grows a heavy sound that pulls my spirit to the ground. It's a screaming whisper in my chest, a hollow heart that cannot rest. I'm shouting names you'll never hear while drowning in a single tear. The loudest pain is the softest word, the goodbye that was never heard. I'm breaking down, I'm falling through in the silent space where I had you. I saw your car on 7th Street and felt the world beneath my feet just crumble into jagged glass. I watch the happy strangers pass. They don't know the sky has fell, or that I'm living in this shell where every us is now an I underneath the charcoal sky. I'm reaching out to touch the air, but you're the ghost that isn't there. The silence goes a heavy sound that pulls my spirit to the ground. It's a screaming whisper in my chest, a hollow heart that cannot rest. I'm shouting names you'll never hear while drowning in a single tear. The loudest pain is the softest word, the goodbye that was never heard. I'm breaking down, I'm falling through in a silent space where I had you. In a silent space, you said forever like a vow, but where is all that ever known? It's buried in the dust and rain. It's woven in this silver chain and scream until my lungs gave out. But silence is the strongest shout. Just screaming whispers in the dark, just the shadow of your is the silence where I had you. I had you. The loudest part is the silence. Swear I had you. I had you. The lock is rusted, but the door is wide. I'm still shivering on the inside. I learned to love the shadow of the bars and count the distance to the lonely stars. You kept the key beneath your velvet tongue, while every song of freedom went unsung. Now the iron's gone, but I can't move. Bound by a ghost, I've got nothing to prove. The sky is open, but my wings are torn. I'm just a hollow shell, weathered and worn. I'm staring at the light where the earth meets blue, but I'm still waiting for a word from you. It's a shattered cage and a broken heart. I don't know where to end or where to start. The walls are down, but I'm still trapped within the memory of where your hands have been. I'm screaming at the wind to take me home, but I'm just seeds upon the heavy foam. Free at last, but dying on the stage, living in the wreckage of a shattered cage. I trace the circles where I used to pace, the floorboards memorized, not far from grace. The air is sweet, but it tastes like salt. I'm searching for a way to fix the fault. The neighbors watch me through the garden gate, a bird forgotten by the hand of fate. They don't see the wire wrapped around my soul, or the way the silence takes its heavy toll. The sky is open, but my wings are torn. I'm just a hollow shell, weathered and worn. I'm staring at the light where the earth meets blue, but I'm still waiting for a word from you. It's a shattered cage and a broken heart. I don't know where to end or where to start. The walls are down, but I'm still trapped within the memory of where your hands have been. Just screaming at the wind to take me home, but I'm just seized upon the heavy foam. Free at last, but dying on the stage, living in the wreckage of a shattered cage. Oh, maybe the prison wasn't made of steel. Maybe the pain is all I have that's real. I'd fly away to find the light, but I've grown used to living in the night. Pick up the pieces, throw them in the fire. I'm just a casualty of my own desire. It's a shattered cage and a broken heart. I don't know where to end or where to start. The walls are down, but I'm still trapped within the memory of where your hands have been. I'm screaming at the wind to take me home, but I'm just seeds upon the heavy foam. Free at last, but dying on the stage, living in the wreckage of a shattered cage. Oh, the door is open, but I'm still here. The cage is torn, but so is the year. Shattered, scattered, I'm finally free, but there's nothing left of The door is open, but I'm still here. The door is open, but I'm still here. Cage is gone. Oh, the cage is gone, but so is the year. Faucet drips a steady beat in the kitchen where we used to meet. I'm sitting in the chair you liked, with a heavy heart and a soul unspiked. I found your ribbon on the floor by the shadow of the bedroom door. I try to breathe the stagnant air, but it's weighted down by your empty chair. I'm biting down on every word, the loudest cries that go unheard. The mirror shows a ghost of me, drowning in a shoreless sea. These are the silent tears that fall like lead over every single thing we never said. They don't make a sound when they hit the ground, but they're the heaviest grief that I have found. No sobbing breath, no outward sign, just the breaking of this life of mine. I'm screaming in a quiet room, watching the silent tears seal my doom. I saw your coat in the hallway light, and for a second everything was right. But the wood's cold and the scent is gone, like the dying light of a winter dawn. I'm tracing patterns on the glass, watching lonely hours pass. I tell the world how much it hurts, but the silence is what I deserve. I'm biting down on every word, the loudest cries that go unheard. The mirror shows a ghost of me, drowning in a shoreless sea. These are the silent tears that fall like lead over every single thing we never said. They don't make a sound when they hit the ground, but they're the heaviest grief that I have felt. No sobbing breath, no outward sign, just the breaking of this life of mine. I'm screaming in a quiet room, watching the silent tears seal my doom. A heart breaks in a forest of stone. Does it make a sound if it's all alone? I'm an ocean held behind the dam, forgetting who I even am. Let the soul burn, let the eyes sting. I'm losing every hollow thing. These are the silent tears that fall like lead over every single thing we never said. They don't make a sound when they hit the ground, but they're the heaviest grief that I have felt. No sobbing breath, no outward sign, just the breaking of this life of mine. Oh, screaming in a quiet room, watching the silent tears seal my doom. Silent tears falling down in this quiet town. Not a word, not a plea, just the ghost of you and me. So Fireplace is cold and dark tonight. The ghosts are dancing in the pale moonlight. I'm staring at the wood that turned to grey, just like the words we didn't need to say. I kept the matchbook from our first July, but every spark was just a beautiful lie. Now I'm sweeping out the dust upon the floor of a house that doesn't feel like home no more. The warmth is gone, the air is thin. I don't know where to let the light back in. The chimney's choked with soot and regret, and I'm the only one who can't forget. We're just the empty ashes in the grate, the bitter ending of a twisted fate. I'm reaching for a flame that's long gone out, lost in a hunger, drowned in a doubt. Once we were burning bright as a star. Now I don't even know who we are, just a handful of gray in a hollow urn, waiting for the lessons we refused to learn. The chimney stack, the paper singed and the edges are black. I try to read the lines through all the char, but the ink is faded just like where we are. The smelly smoke is clinging to the drapes, a heavy veil from which no soul escapes. I built a monument to all your smiles. Now it's just a ruin stretched for miles. The warmth is gone, the air is thin. I don't know where to let the light back in. The chimney's choked with soot and regret, and I'm the only one who can't forget. We're just the empty ashes in the grave, the bitter ending of us twisted fate. I'm reaching for a flame that's long gone out, lost in a hunger, drowned in a doubt. Once we were burning right at the start. Now I don't even know who we are, just a handful of gray in a hollow urn, waiting for the lessons we refused to learn. Blow them away, let the wind take the ghost of the things that I loved and I needed the most. Scatter the remnants across the cold ground, where the silence is now the only sound. There's no fire left to start in the fireplace of my fireplace gone, gone. fireplace is hollowed out and grey. I watched the last of October drift away. Now the window panes are etching silver lines, like the map of every dream that we resigned. I'm sleeping on the left side of the bed to quiet all the echoes in my head. But the floorboards have a memory of your feet, and the air is cold enough to taste defeat. I'm wrapping up in blankets made of wool, but the emptiness is heavy and it's full of the sorry that I buried in the yard, where the frozen ground is acting like a god. It's the quiet winter, numbing any bone, the kind of silence that you only feel alone. There's no storm outside, just a steady fall of white, burying the ghost of us in the middle of the night. I'm waiting for a thaw that's never gonna come. My heart is just a rhythm, beating slow and numb in the quiet winter, where the colors go to die, and I'm just a shadow underneath a frozen star. I saw your mittens sitting on the shelf, and for a moment I was talking to myself, telling stories of the way we used to glow before we got lost beneath the heavy snow. The coffee's steaming in a single cup. I'm afraid to look the morning in the eye and look up, because the garden is a graveyard of the spring, and I'm still wearing your promise like a stain. I'm wrapping up in blankets made of wool, but the emptiness is heavy and it's full of the sorry that I buried in the yard, where the frozen ground is acting like a god. It's the quiet winter, numbing every bone, the kind of silence that you only feel alone. There's no storm outside, just a steady fall of white, burying the ghost of us in the middle of the night. I'm waiting for a thaw, it's never gonna come. My heart is just a rhythm, beating slow and numb in the quiet winter, where the colors go to die, and I'm just a shadow underneath a frozen sky. Quiet winter, stay a while. I've forgotten how to smile, just the snow letting go. It's so quiet now, so quiet now, so quiet now. The salt is stinging in the morning light, a heavy souvenir of a sleepless night. I'm staring at the ceiling's cracked design, tracing the ghost of your hand in mine. The water's rising in the porcelain sink. I'm standing right on the jagged brink of a memory I can't wash of the things we never said. The world is blurred, a watercolor mess, drowning in the weight of this loneliness. These are the tearful eyes of a broken soul, watching the pieces lose their control. I'm looking for a vision that's clear and true, but all I see is the absence of you. The rain's falling inside of my chest, a heart that's weary and can't find rest. I'm drowning in a storm that never dies. Behind the glass of these tearful eyes, I saw your picture on the mantel shelf and felt the gravity betray itself. The frame is dusty and the glass is cold, a story of a future that won't unfold. I try to focus on the road ahead, but I'm blinded by the ghost instead. Every blink is a shutter's click of a heart that's tired and a soul that's sick. I'm blinking back the ocean in my head, thinking of the things we never said. The world is blurred, a watercolor mess, drowning in the weight of his loneliness. These are the tearful eyes of a broken soul, watching the pieces lose their control. I'm looking for a vision, and that's clear and true, but all I see is the absence of you. The rain is falling inside of my chest, a heart that's weary and can't find rest. I'm drowning in a storm that never dies. Behind the glass of these tearful eyes, wipe them dry, but the well is deep. Secrets that I promised I would keep, overflowing, spilling on the floor. I don't wanna see the world anymore. If I close them tight, will you appear? Or will the darkness just confine my feet? These are the tearful eyes of a broken soul, watching the pieces lose their control. I'm looking for a vision that's clear and true, but all I see is the absence of you. The rain is falling inside of my chest. Tearful eyes, tearful eyes, tearful eyes, tearful eyes, tearful eyes, tearful eyes, looking for you in the shades of blue. Just a blur, just a stain, losing everything.